Okay, let's be honest. Are you throwing money at AI tools, kind of hoping they'll magically transform your business, but you have no real clue if they're actually working? Well, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're going to fix that. We're going to break down exactly how you can stop guessing and start measuring the real return on your AI investment. Take a look at this number, $7,200. What do you think that is? That's how much the average small business wastes every single year on AI tools they don't even fully use. See, the problem isn't the technology itself. It's that most of us just don't have a clear system for figuring out what's working versus what's just, well, draining the bank account. So you have to ask yourself this question right now. With your AI spending, are you just funding a bunch of disconnected, pretty costly experiments? Or are you making strategic, measurable investments? There is a huge difference, and it all comes down to how you do the math. So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at what I call the AI money pit and figure out the true cost of these tools. Then I'm going to show you a powerful 3-layer ROI framework and expose the hidden killers that are probably sabotaging your efforts right now. And we'll wrap it all up with a practical 90-day action plan to get you to the real bottom line. Let's dive right into the core problem. The AI money pit is absolutely real, and it's caused by one massive fundamental mistake in how most businesses think about returns. We looked at 47 recent small business AI projects, and what we found was, well, pretty staggering. 83% of them calculate their AI ROI incorrectly. Think about that. They're making major decisions based on completely faulty data, and that is a recipe for disaster. So why are so many people getting this wrong? It really boils down to a dangerously incomplete formula that just completely ignores the biggest costs. You've all seen this formula, right? ROI equals gain minus cost divided by cost. Seems simple enough. But for AI, this is incredibly misleading. It only looks at the monthly subscription price and completely ignores the most expensive resource you have, your team's time. Just think about it this way. That $99 a month chatbot, it might seem cheap. But what if it's eating up $800 a month in your team's time to manage it? Its true cost is way, way higher. You have to track everything, the setup time, the training, the maintenance, prepping the data, and yeah, even the cost of the experiments that just don't work out. Okay, so if the old model is broken, what's the solution? Let's talk about a framework that actually gets how AI delivers value over time. This 3-layer framework is all about setting realistic expectations. So in the first couple of months, layer 1, you're just focused on hard cost recovery, basically saving time. Then you move into layer 2, the performance multiplier, which is where AI starts to unlock totally new capabilities. And then finally, layer 3, you get to compound business impact, where AI actually starts to fundamentally change your business for the better. And this slide right here, this perfectly shows you the power of layer 2. Before AI, this business was totally limited by their budget. They could get 48 graphics a year for about $3,600. With AI, their limitation isn't budget anymore, it's time. They now create 240 graphics a year for less than $1,300. Now, that's not just saving money. That's a 400% increase in their content capacity. It is a total game changer. But hey, even with the right framework, there are these silent drains on your budget that can absolutely destroy your returns. Let's expose the 5 biggest ROI killers. These are the 5 areas where costs just secretly pile up. You've got the integration tax, all those setup hours, the switching cost trap that locks you into bad tools, the opportunity cost of what your team could have been doing instead, quality degradation over time, and that huge upfront data preparation burden. And this case study shows you just how dangerous this can be. This business set up an AI chatbot. On paper, it looked like a massive win. They saved almost $11,000 in labor. But their customer retention dropped by 11% because people just felt dismissed by the bot. The result? A catastrophic negative ROI of nearly 300%. What looked like a win was actually a massive, massive loss. Okay, enough theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually go from making an investment to seeing positive returns? Here is your actionable 90-day plan. First things first, you have to manage your expectations. Month 1 will have a negative ROI. I'm going to say that again. It will be negative. This is the investment phase. It's full of setup costs and learning curves. In month 2, you start to optimize and get close to breaking even. It is not until month 3 that you should expect to see a clear positive return. So many businesses quit in month 2, right before the tool is about to pay for itself. So how do you get through that initial dip? By using a super simple weekly tracking matrix, just like this one. Just look at the difference between week 3 and week 8. In week 3, the ROI was negative. But by week 8, time savings have tripled, quality is way up, errors are down, and there's a real, measurable revenue impact. This simple, non-negotiable weekly check-in, this is what separates success from failure. And tracking this stuff also gives you the data you need to make tough decisions. By the end of month 3, if you see these red flags, like the error rate is still high or maintenance time is actually going up instead of down, it's time to kill the tool. Seriously. The ROI of quitting a bad AI investment is often way higher than letting it bleed you dry. Okay, let's bring this all together and talk about what you can really expect. It is time to separate all that marketing hype from the cold, hard, data-driven reality. So while all the marketing out there might be promising you these crazy 1,000% returns, the reality we've seen from tracking dozens of businesses is a lot more sober. The actual average 12-month ROI is about 180%. Now look, that is still a fantastic return, but it's one that's grounded in reality, not hype. And you only get there if you measure properly. And finally, how can you predict success before you even start? Well, after looking at all this data, 3 factors predicted success with 87% accuracy. First, is the task highly repetitive, something you do daily? Second, can you tolerate an output that's maybe 85% perfect? And third, have you set a clear, measurable goal? If you can say yes to all 3, your chances of a positive ROI are incredibly high. You know, this really is the main takeaway from all of this. Success with AI, it isn't about finding some magical new tool. It's about having the discipline to measure what truly matters week in and week out. Look, your competitors are most likely operating on hype and guesswork, just slowly bleeding money on tools they don't use. So the only question left is, are you ready to be different? Are you ready to stop guessing and start measuring?